Alright guys, so in this video what I'd like to talk about is SO cord. It's also called Romex. It's just a multi-stranded wire cable. And when I say multi-stranded, I mean it's going to have multiple different wires inside of a black outer rubber coating. So I wanted to talk about it mainly because you're going to use it in our next lab when you do the extension cord, but it's also used in homes quite a bit. And they actually use this white type of conductor here, and these are all solid wire cables here. When we do our extension cord, it's going to be done with a stranded wire, so they'll be a lot more flexible. And I'm going to talk about both of those just as we go along here, but this is used inside of houses quite a bit. And what will happen is they'll actually drill holes through the 2x4s and they're going to run this wire everywhere. The reason that they use solid wire versus a stranded wire at this point is it's cheaper to make, it's a little bit better, and it's never going to move or change because we're going to put it through those walls, and then we're going to hook up the circuit. We're going to put our drywall over top of it, and you're never going to see inside of that wall. So it's never going to be moved or have any needed to be flexible, I should say. Some of the stuff you need to know about these cords is the way they're rated, or they're, I guess, like coded, as what I would call it, is they're usually a number dash another number. So if we were looking at this cord, this one I believe is a 14x4 cable. So 14 means the size of the actual smaller conductors in here. This is 14 gauge wire, and then it's gonna be dash, and they're gonna count how many wires they have. Sometimes they do not include this ground wire. Now I want you to also notice another thing about this ground wire is it has no sheathing, no covering, no insulator. That's because it's the ground. If you look at my other one that I had brought up, it is green. It does have a covering on it, okay? That's partly because it's a multi-stranded wire and it kind of needs that to keep itself together. But a lot of time in homes, you'll have just a bare wire. So you might have a test question where it asks, what is a bare wire? Now you know it's the ground, okay? Also know that most of the time when we're wiring our stuff together, we never use this red wire. The red wire would be used if we needed to, per se, have a light switch or two light switches maybe that control a ceiling fan. Maybe they'll use the red wire to turn the light on or turn the ceiling fan on, and then the green and red, or the white and the black would turn on the light or something like that. You see how there'd be multiple things happening, so that's why they would use that red every once in a while. It's also good for making a traveler to go in between switches, which we're going to do an activity later in the module where they actually go through and they need to use this red wire, okay? So some of the time you're going to be using a 3-wire. I think for the extension cord it is a 3-wire, and sometimes you're going to be using a 4. We're going to actually do different strands. We're going to have multiple strands. Because this stuff is actually pretty frustrating to work with, especially if you're trying to get it inside of our runways, or you're just trying to maybe bend it around, get it to work once, and then you have to straighten it all out, try to get it to do another thing. It's kind of a pain in the butt to work with. So we're not going to be doing anything with this. I just wanted to show you it. Now, onto our other one. Again, I said this one's a 4, while I have another one here that is a 3. All it is we've removed that red wire, okay? So this is just another wire, or another cable here, and it would be the exact same thing, other than I believe this one is a 4x3. So there's 3 wires in here, 14 gauge again. I believe this is like a 12x3. Oh no, this is a 10x4. So just kind of get used to whatever the first number is will be whatever gauge wire you have, and however many wires you have in here is the second number, okay? Again, we use this one because it's a heck of a lot more flexible for our extension cords. You see this one quite a bit as electrical drops inside of a shop or something like that, mainly because it can get twisted around and it's not going to break. Also, it's a lot more durable and stuff like that. So that's everything you need to know right now about some of the household wiring. Again, the wiring we talked about previously is kind of the same thing. All we've done is we've bundled it up, so that way when we're pulling it through 2x4s or something like that, we don't have to run those single strands, okay?